All right, and we're back, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. This is Comix Podcast. I am Esteban. I am your host this week. I'm taking over, and this is actually episode 15. Who knew we'd make 50? 50. 15? 50. Wow. Wow. Cheers. On that note, let's go ahead and go around and see who's with us today.
Hello, guys. This is Luis.
Hey, this is Ash.
I'm Andres.
I told myself I wasn't going to fuck up the intro, and I fucked it up. It's all good. And on that note, let's see, Luis, you got the drink for tonight. What do you got going on? What are you drinking tonight, sir?
Yes, sir. I've got Sierra Nevada Brewing Company Hazy Little Thing IPA.
Nice
little hazy IPA.
Find the hole.
What?
Find the hole. The camera.
Yeah.
Our very own Andres turned me on to IPAs. I was a firm believer that I didn't like IPAs, and in having a conversation with him, he's like, "You might like hazies. Hazies are a little bit better to kind of get you transitioned into it." And so, over the last 50 episodes, I feel like I've learned a little bit about alcohol, and we hope to bestow that knowledge onto you guys. Hazy IPA gets you fucked up fast.
That's a pretty good tagline, man. That's very, very cool.
It'll get you drunk.
All right. Well, thanks, Luis, for that drink recommendation. So we're gonna go ahead and shift gears a little bit. It's gonna a little bit more of a somber note. Someone close to Andres and myself recently passed away. So we're gonna go ahead and take a shot for him today. His name is Andrew. So we're gonna go ahead and toast to him. Andres, you got anything you want to say?
No, I just wanted to, for all of our listeners and watchers, if when you're doing this, you could not drink, because obviously you're doing this at a different time than us. If you could just spare a thought for the repose of the soul of our friend. He was a good guy, and he'll be missed.
For Andrew.
Or Andrew.
All right. So again, thank you guys for taking the time and taking a shot with us. Shifting back into the show. Let's see. So as I said at the top of the show, it's episode 50, not 15. We already did episode 15 about
A long time ago.
a long time ago.
Go back.
Yeah. So let's see. This is last week. Ash was walking away, and there he is. He's coming right back. Andres, who hosted last week, gave Ash a recommendation to go ahead and watch a show. And Ash, what do you got to report on that show that Andres recommended?
In the first 5 minutes, there is peeling of faces and boils and lovely loss of skin. Then when you think you're good, the guy turns around and his jaw falls off. And then I was like, oh, something for the kids. Then, but it kind of felt like a lighter X-Files, like not so dark and gloomy, but more. I don't want to say lighter.
Do it.
Yeah. And what I appreciate about most, because I did see 2 episodes, I love when everybody is figuring it out. I hate, and I'm presuming only through trailers because I've never seen an episode of House. I don't like when everybody's figuring it out and the one guy knows it. Okay, let's do that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do in this situation. Like, they're all like, one guy is a genius that they bust out of psychotic something, right? So, like an asylum, and then they get his son, and then there's the FBI, but the FBI part figures it out this way, and then the genius figures it out this way. But the son also is that bridge, like he could say a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and the son is kind of more like, what he means is what we have to do is this, as opposed, like, he kind of dumbs it down to where the audience can, follow along with us, or he explains it to the FBI agent like he's explaining it to the audience. So it's kind of like that. It's very good. Knowing it has an end date last season, I might get into it. But I really did like the fact that everybody can figure out either who's the bad guy or who needs to be saved or what needs to happen to save somebody. Yes, Luis.
For those that may not have binged last episode and then this one, can you tell us what you're reviewing?
So, and then his face is just peeling. They're all on a plane.
Such a dick.
Andreas recommended the show Fringe, which I laughed off and said, "Oh, Pacey's in that." You have to understand, there's a lot of stuff, especially now with streaming services and everything, that they kind of throw against the wall and see if it sticks. And if they give it 2 episodes, and if it doesn't make 20 million viewers, they just drop it off. But there's a lot of streaming services, so you don't, but this show easily could have did as well as X-Files. But it was really good. I like there's like a turmoil between the father and the son, and like slowly but surely the idea the son has of the dad begins to kind of change, even though they haven't spoken in so long. That was cool. I don't know, man. There's just so many cool aspects of it. Again, it does feel like X-Files-ish, and the first one is it kind of gives it away. There's a kind of an airborne thing, and this guy, fuck, everything I could say is just gonna spoil it. There's the tail. There's natural surprises. I was surprised by the bad guy, and then I was not so surprised with the big bad guy, but at the same time, like, I'm really interested in the reveal. Like, why is the bad guy using the good guys? Help me out, Andres. You know what I'm talking about? Like, how are they gonna? Because they're pretty much, it's almost like the bad guys are doing all these things, but sending the good guys to go solve the issue. And I was kind of like, well, why are you? So I kind of want to figure all that out.
Keep watching for you to understand. There's stuff that's going to get changed up that you're not expecting. So whatever you think of the show now is going to change.
I do like it. I feel like it's like I know I bring up random shit. Like Mayans, I'm into it, but I have to be in the mood to watch, to be either bummed out or to be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in not the mood to be bummed out, but nothing's gonna influence my emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't have to watch fucking Friends for 9 hours or anything like that. Like,
so the reason I chose that show, because I had 2 in mind, and I was like, oh, I'll save the other one for somebody else. And I went this one with you was because there's comedic elements, and it sticks throughout the whole run of the show, where there's a little levity that breaks it up, and it's most of the times it's the mentally unstable genius. But there's other stuff that is pretty funny. And then there's also, so the reason I went ahead and also sent this show, it's because it came out on Fox. So it was on network television for a while. And I was like, oh, Ash could watch this. It's not a cable show. It's not something that's too bad. It was on national television. So I was like, oh, he'll get away with and can handle any of the horror, because it's a science fiction show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's real weird because, like, Game of Thrones, like, when it makes sense, I'm all in. When it's just for the sake of a girl's head exploding, I'm like, it is like kind of too much. But like when like again, like a Game of Thrones, when the gore kind of makes sense to the story, I'm too into the story to make it stick. But it was really good. I really, really liked it. Again, it's I like the charm of it. Like, are you guys gonna stay? Are you gonna go? And then there's no answer. He just looks over his dad and then looks over at the FBI agent and then like gives a smirk. But it was like again, this is something where the FBI agent had to convince the son to go get the dad. So it went from all the way from that to kind of like that's your first inkling that things might be okay. I don't know. I'm hooked. But then again, I was hooked on what was the school one I was gonna watch, Luis? Academy?
Oh,
Dick Academy?
My Dick
My
Academia.
Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, yeah.
Yeah. So there's two I need to actually follow through on. But yeah, I'm in. Again, knowing that it's done, it makes me more interested in like I'm not gonna have to follow 19 seasons to catch up. Like there's an end date. I'll catch it. Like in 2 years when I'm fucking and then you'll know that I'm all caught up.
All right, very cool. So we got a thumbs up from Ash for Fringe. So again, this little segment that Luis put together for us, it's our recommendation, for us to go ahead and recommend to somebody that we think that hasn't seen something or might interest them. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and tag along and then go ahead and comment below in our YouTube channel or something like that. So I'm gonna go since I'm the host this week, it's my turn to go ahead and give a recommendation. I don't know who I'm going to give this recommendation to because I kind of feel that Andres might have seen this movie already. Because I know Andres, your movie knowledge is is pretty well versed. But I'm going to give a shot I'm going to go ahead and give this one to you, Andres. It's a 1992 film. Okay. It is on Amazon Prime. So you can definitely watch it on Amazon Prime. It's one of the movies that I really like. It's a period piece movie. Okay. I'm hoping you haven't seen it yet, but it does star Daniel Day-Lewis.
Last of the Mohicans.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
As a theaters as a boy.
Really? Oh man. Okay. I gotta find something else because I just recently saw the movie again. I'm like, oh, this one should be pretty good.
Yeah, I love that.
That movie's so amazing.
Yeah. Throw it to somebody else. It's so good.
Luis, have you seen Last of the Mohicans?
Who's the lead?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yes, I have.
No matter what occurs, I will find you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go through.
I was like, do you have a number two?
Unless you want to throw it to Carmen, which I'm pretty sure she hasn't watched.
Yeah, I'll just let Carmen know then. Have her watch that one then. So it's gonna go to Carmen. I'm gonna go ahead and recommend to her Last of the Mohicans. If you guys haven't seen Last of the Mohicans, it's a phenomenal film. Phenomenal film. You guys can catch it on Amazon Prime. It is free on Amazon Prime. But I think it's fantastic film. Well done. Directed by Michael Mann. So the book is by far a lot better as well. I did read the book as well. So it is really, really good. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and throw it back to Luis. Luis, my man, what do we got for comments this week?
Comments this week. So this is the part of the show where we let you guys be a part of the show. And it has become a staple, I think, after maybe episode 5, where we got a trickle of 1 or 2 comments. And it's turning into a very big segment of the show, which wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So even though it's the host's responsibility, that's my cat, even though it's the host's responsibility to give a recommendation to somebody else, you as the viewer have the power to give a recommendation to any one of us. And if we have seen it before, we can still potentially rewatch it and then give a little review of something. It could be a show or movie that you feel isn't mainstream but deserves more love. You want us to talk about it, create a discussion, please let us know in the comments. That being said, we're going to start the comments over with our Instagram page. So again, this is your excuse to be a part of the show. Comment on our YouTube, Instagram, any of our socials, and we will do our best to not only respond to you, but read it on the air. So
Very cool.
on the air, like we're
On the air. I know. It's all good. Just keep using it, man. Keep using it.
It's on the air. On the air now. We have the first one was a sketch that our very own Ash wrote and directed. It was a sketch called Whiskers that was posted on Instagram. At which point, you really have to watch it. It's a very short minute sketch, little thing that we did.
It's good.
And we have two things. One of them from Tommy_Shonith. Good shit, crying emoji. Thank you, Tommy Schnonith. Please tell me how to pronounce your last name. I apologize. I think I'm doing that wrong. And then we also got Retro Rich. Haha, good stuff, guys.
Also, you just fucking say retro?
Yeah, I realized it was retro with a W. That's what it was. A retro? Yeah, so it's WRETRO. I'm like, oh, it's retro. Yeah, anyway.
It was a bit of a remix, right?
Yeah.
Remix.
Fuck you both. All right, so then the next one.
Hey, I was trying to help. I was trying to save you on that one, fucker.
The next one is another one on our Instagram titled Kevin the Hitman. And that's a fun little editing that was posted up. And we got Jobot Drums. This deserves the Oscar. That's what we got. Thank you, Jobot Drums.
Yeah. Hey, the editing on that one is fucking seamless. Well done, Ash. Well done.
It's fun.
Oh, look at he's blushing.
You're going for the heart today, Esteban. What are you doing?
Blushing.
No, the viewers are. So on to the next one. We have, so this one's on episode 49, the last episode. I'm enjoying the new cutscenes. Good job. Now, what he's talking about is regarding the YouTube. If you listen to this on Spotify or Apple, I encourage you to watch the YouTube, even if it's just the first couple clips. We incorporate some video editing onto it. This last episode had heavy video editing, and that was because Ash has a very wild imagination. And in most cases where I don't get the types of jokes that he, or the little references he makes, now he has little visual cues to show this is what I'm talking about. So it was very enjoyable. Good shit, Ash.
Ash. How much?
And the reason is I'm the only single person in the group.
I kind of feel that was like a little tag. So single ladies, Ash is free.
Oh, single ladies.
Oh, you two at the same
time. And then this one's from Heavyweight, also fan favorite of the podcast. Okay, so before I read the next string of comments, because this was a very big topic. So also every episode of the five of us, we have a different host, and every host has a different flavor. We each try to bring something different to the table, so that gives you something that you would enjoy. Andres brought a really great question to the group, and the question that riled up our comment section was, what was the last movie that got you emotional or made you cry? And so kicking it off, we have Heavyweight. And movie
I'm sorry for interrupting. I totally forgot I asked that.
You forgot you asked that question?
Yeah.
Dude, I was so invested in listening to the last episode of like all of you guys talking about it, and why, like, it got really real for a while. I'm like, is this a comedy podcast? Like, what are we doing right now? Like, I'm like crying in my car driving to work.
I liked it a lot because it was like I don't know. Not only are we getting to learn about each other, the audience is getting to learn about each other. And then, I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that got said about parentals, authority figures.
Yeah.
Maybe not parental figures, I want to say. That can give you an inkling into our personalities. And I thought that was amazing.
A combination of that, and also like, oh shit, that movie got me emotional too. Like that connection of like, oh fuck yeah, I remember that.
I like that you watered down my emotions, but you know, either way, you have to live with that face all day, so we're good.
I really do. I really do.
Wow.
I love you.
That's pretty funny coming from the single guy in the fucking.
Oh!
Yeah.
Finish him.
Finish him.
Yeah, well, you took again. That's two you took from me because I was already like, yeah, go ahead.
doing the little.
But I did like it because for once I wasn't like today. I wasn't Mr. Tangent. Andreas was Tangent that day, so I
was hosting, son of a bitch. I'm trying
That
to
wasn't
make.
a tangent.
It was a
I
legit
have hosted.
question.
No, it was okay. It wasn't part of the show, but I liked it. It was Tangent in a good way. Fucking A. That was a form of praise because I am Mr. Tangent. It was a praise.
It just came up through our banter, and
Mhm.
so I just
I liked
went
it.
Ran with it.
I appreciate it.
That reminds me. Fuck you, Andres, because the question came up about the One Piece live action on Netflix, and he's like, "Does anybody know about One Piece?" No. Okay, well, good. If Luis was here, he'd be on a tangent about One Piece. So moving on. And I'm like, I'm yelling in my car. I'm like, it's the greatest selling anime in Japan. And I hate that you knew that. Anyway, all right.
I think we all knew it. We just didn't want to say anything.
Anyway, I thought it was funny. I laughed. So going back to the question that was presented was, what was the last movie that made you emotional? And it turned into a two-part question, like emotional and then crybaby, like ugly cry. Like what were they? And so Heavyweight kicks us off. Movie that I got emotional. I've mentioned this before. Endgame. Picture this: Cap is about to take on Thanos all by himself. Doctor Strange brings everyone back. Oh, and Doctor Strange brings everyone back. That's the moment where tears. The second one, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when Will's dad walks out on him and Will said, "How come he doesn't want me?"
Dude, I think everyone fucking balled on that.
And
everyone.
The little, I mean, I don't know if it's real or not, but the little backstory supposedly that he drew the inspiration from from him not knowing his dad. Like, I mean, it's one of those urban myths that supposedly that's what it was, and that those are real tears, and that the actor,
the actor who played Uncle Phil, like that shit was like, fuck.
That was fucking deep, dude. Like legit, that was deep. And if you guys haven't seen that Fresh Prince documentary after the fact on HBO Max, you guys need to see it because Will Smith actually talks about that scene, that specific scene. So, but go on, Luis.
Oh, I don't remember that. I saw the documentary. It's really good. Recommend it.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Ash had something to go for it.
No, what he was gonna say was just the backstory to it. Yeah, and when I saw that, saw that as a kid, so it was kind of like, you know, his dad. Not that his dad didn't want him, but kind of like you kind of see the little like, I'm with you till something better comes up, because Ben Vereen kind of gives those little like hints, like where's the money kind of guy. But and the way the kid plays it is my dad can do no wrong, which is kind of fucking the way I would have seen it. But again, I was too young to really realize any of that. So I didn't cry until I read the little backstory and then saw the scene, and then I was all, oh, that's what that meant. And I was like all like
heavy.
That was big time. Sorry, go ahead.
Dude, Heavyweight. Good shit. No. Looks like the whole room agrees with you.
Heavyweight bringing the feels.
I know, heavy. Shit. Sorry. The comments are a little bit out of order. It's gonna go back to the emotional one. But some dude named Luis Benavides really wanted to be heard in the comments, and so
clearly
he left 3. So the first one, the first of the 3 comments was, at some point in the episode, you're talking about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic getting a remake, which is very much happening. And then Ash asked, what was the fighting game that was like Tekken that was a Star Wars game, but they fight each other? And then you're like, I don't remember, but it was inspired off of some characters off of some of the books. The name of that Star Wars game, according to Luis Benavides, is Masters of Terras.
It was Masters of something. Master.
I never remembered the rest, but I had to look it up. But it's Terras Kasai. and it was a PS1 game. And
Right.
the mechanics were so broken, haha. And yes, I realize I am reading my own comment with exactly with what I said. But it is true. It was a very broken game. But when it was the first game that had a character that was straight from the books. I forgot her name, but it was a female.
Mara Jade.
Mara Jade.
Mara Jade.
Yeah,
with
'cause
a purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
She's not a character anymore, and that was Luke's wife.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I kept thinking they would reference her in the new series, not
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I kept thinking maybe they were gonna, I don't know, not even say it in passing, but I did. Is she no longer in the? No, nothing. Okay.
No,
I think
that
they
is-
have specific. They have like I forget. It's called Legacy, I think. You refer to like book characters that are not canon anymore.
Oh,
So it's
damn.
Star Wars Legacy. So
yeah,
that's what they call it.
yeah, you're right. You're right, Andres. All that stuff's all Star Wars Legacy. It's stuff that's not considered canon.
So it's
or part of-
it's first, but it doesn't fit into the main story.
right.
Who decides that? Is that? I mean, it's not Lucas anymore, right? Is it
It's Disney.
Disney? Disney? Okay.
Disney.
Yeah, because LucasArts greenlit all of the novels, so it's like, oh, this is all good shit. And
So that's all for the what was it a 64 game? The
Masters game.
no, the Star Wars game where you played. It goes through the original trilogy, but you're a character that's in those games. I forgot the name of that fucking character. Anyway, somebody will look it up right now since I see them on their phone. But yeah, that character doesn't exist.
Shadow of the Empire.
I believe so.
Oh yeah. The one on 64, and then like your yeah. And I
You
kind of
go
liked it because it was almost
through
like it's almost like GoldenEye mechanics.
Yeah. And that character was a big deal, and he's not around anymore.
That shit was so fucking hard.
It was Shadow of the Empire.
God, that game was so hard.
It was good and fun, and that was a really good game.
I think that's the only 64 game I still have.
Games. Good old 64 games.
I think I WCW versus NWO.
Oh, I had that.
Ooh, that
I
game.
love that game. They still reference that game all over Instagram. All over Instagram. When you like wrestling sucks, IGN sucks, whatever fucking old school picks and stuff like that. They always reference those games, like, and they want to make like a
THQ.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Luis.
No. It's a lot of the games that we grew up with. It's like what was it? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 got that remake. It was like our generation when we were kids, you know. That's like after school, I'd go home and play my friends.
Let's admit that fucking soundtrack was the shit, dude.
Yes, it was.
There was a meme that came out where it's like tagging on a sidewalk says, how are the Beatles a good band if they never came out on a Tony Hawk track?
That's true.
Wow.
I butchered it, but that was more or less the meaning of that meme.
No, it's all
Radio
good.
and Power Man 5000. Those are my two jams.
Oh, dude, I remember Power Man 5000.
Yo, where did they go? Fucking
Fucking
And
nowhere.
Rob Zombie's brother, right?
The brother.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Rob Zombie's brother.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
I'd always think I was good, like doing little kick flips and stuff, and then somebody would be like never even landing anything like on a fucking rail, like, dude, and just racking up points. But I thought it was all yeah, like you're not even landing anything. This isn't real.
And by the way, the best song on any of those albums is Dead Kennedys and Police Truck. So
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? That fucking song killed it, dude.
Did you guys like
I stand
Crazy
with
Taxi?
my choices, Guerrilla Radio. Oh, fuck yeah. Crazy Taxi. It's good shit.
eat my
Dreamcast.
balls. Moving on.
Moving on.
Just say when, sir. Just say when. And then move into the next one, which was also a comment by me. There was a question before the crying question was, what was the worst movie ever that you walked out of?
Okay, yeah.
And the movie that I chose was a movie about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, a movie called Serenity, starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. Have you guys heard of this movie?
I do not remember this at all.
It was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
don't.
the reason why.
The only Serenity that I remember was the Firefly one.
Firefly.
Yeah, no, the Serenity. It was essentially again, I'm the AMC Stubs holder, so I only went because it was like I have nothing to watch this weekend. Hey, I know Matthew McConaughey and I like Anne Hathaway. Let's do this. And we watched this film that was absolute garbage. The only reason I didn't walk out of it was because I was sure it was going to turn around, and I was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It never happened, and then it just ended.
Synopsis for us.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a synopsis. It's a piece of shit. No, it said no. It says a fishing. It said okay. So this is the official synopsis from IMDb.
I mean,
It says
I
a
can tell
fishing
you.
boat captain. A fishing boat captain juggles facing his mysterious past and finding himself ensnared in the reality when nothing is what it seems. That's it.
That does not tell you anything about the fucking movie.
That's the
So
problem.
therefore, it is a piece of shit.
It's Matthew McConaughey is a sailor, and things are it's kind of like Matrixy. It's like, oh, here's this cat, and then he'll start hearing, like, I can't tell you the full synopsis without killing the story of like what the big hook is. You guys give a shit?
No.
Ultimately, he's in a video game program that he doesn't know about, but there is no hint of that at all. It's the whole movie is him. He goes out to sea, then he comes back, then he goes out to sea and he comes back. And then the end of the movie, it's like, oh, I've been in a video game and I've been dead this whole time. My son created me. Like,
Aww.
and it was just, but that was like, there was no like it was stagnant. Ash.
That sounds very boring.
It was.
If it was in theaters, I would have walked out. And the things we do for women, because I had this huge crush on this girl. Huh?
So you saw this?
No.
A different movie. Okay.
It's a different Matthew McConaughey. It's a different Matthew McConaughey movie called Mud. And I thought
this movie actually had good reviews, by the way. I've never watched
Mud got really good reviews.
Yeah,
Mud did?
Yeah,
that was
Mud
a movie
got
that
really
would
good
never
reviews.
end. That movie would just not end.
Good reviews.
Okay. Well, it's coming from a jackass like me, so take it with a grain of salt. But I now it's gonna even be even funnier. So I had her watch.
Seriously, like Rotten Tomatoes scored Mud at a 97%.
That movie was fucking bad. That movie was like,
yeah.
Okay, it wasn't meant for me.
Rotten Tomatoes scored it at a 97%, and IMDb has it listed at a 7.4 out of 10. You know what? Honestly, dude, like the scoring system, the whole out of 10, like just make it 5. Like, why does it have to be 10? It's like 7.4, 7. Fucking make it 5.
An argument with my fiance, and I need the 10 because I need leeway to give it score. So if it's like 5 and and the movie's decent to me, what am I going to give it a 2? That sounds really bad. But if I have a 10 scale, I can give it a 6. And that's better. Okay. Better than a 2, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's my argument there is like, I need a 10-point scale. It's like, because I could give it, if it's something that I enjoyed, but it isn't great, hey, it's a 6. And she's like, that's a fucking D. That's not passing, or that's barely passing. And I'm like, it was a good.
Oh, she's dope.
But yeah,
he is like, passing. You graduate at least.
I
Sure.
guess.
I have a Matthew McConaughey movie that's not like super popular, I guess, that I really enjoyed. If anybody wants to see a movie, it's a trial movie. So it's a court. Lincoln Lawyer is.
Oh, fucking.
Nobody's seen it. Go watch
that. That movie's fucking dope.
Sandra Bullock too, or no? Right?
No.
Sandra Bullock.
No. What's his face? Ryan
Gosling.
No. God damn it! Name slipping my head.
We got him. Okay, so I had her watch The Last Dragon with Shona. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I like him. Yeah, he's a fucking great actor. And she had me watch Mud, and again, a grain of salt because I liked The Last Dragon with Shona and in all its glory, and I swear to God, this movie it was like the Return of the King. It was just when it like had 27 endings.
How motherfucking dare you?
Why would you even refer to the king to that? How dare you?
Wait, you were sticking up for Mud 2 seconds ago, and now
No. I've never seen it. I wasn't sticking up for it. I was just giving.
He was just a stick in the mud.
Wait, you know how it would fade to black and then nope, and then it fade to black and then nope. That's
I was just saying that movie is reviewed high. I've never seen it. I have no thoughts behind it. It didn't catch my interest. All I remember hearing is it was really good. That's the only thing I was trying to say on that. I wasn't disagreeing with your assessment of the movie. I haven't seen it, so I wasn't
want
trying
to see Lord of the Rings. I really liked.
Don't you ever
like
bring
all
Lord
of
of the
them.
Rings into this?
His
game.
favorite movie.
That's what I said. I chose it over Harry Potter because they were out around the same time, and I went Lord of the Rings.
By the way, which that movie is 4 hours long, and it's worth every motherfucking second.
Yep, Return of the King, the extended version, fucking masterpiece.
Ooh,
I haven't seen any of the extended versions. I've only seen the.
I've only seen theater.
No.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, okay.
Extended version.
It's on my to-do list.
So the first one is only like an extra 15. The second one is maybe a half hour, and you're getting a solid half an hour to 45 minutes on that last one. So it's pushing 4, but it is worth it.
Worth it, dude.
The last one.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And then the last one from Luis, comment on episode 49 was the last movie, the movie that made you cry. And this one is a long one, so here we go.
Herbie the car.
The last crying movie for me was Instructions Not Included. A little side note, that is exactly what Carmen said.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Instructions Not Included. I ugly cried at that stupid movie, parentheses, not stupid, absolutely Carmen's fault. But what hits me every time is an anime called Full Metal Alchemist. It's about two brothers that lose everything, and in short, by the second episode, I'm bawling my eyes out. And I follow this up with, I feel that it ties, okay, and before I go into this next part, everyone's reaction to the reason that they cried to certain movies, they anchored it to something of their own personal lives. To where, we've talked about this before, that the reason why Ash can't watch scary films or crazy shit is because he has a lot of empathy. And so he puts himself in that person's shoes. So when he sees the murder thing happening or the chase happening, he's having the anguish because he has empathy for that person. Now, my theory is the same with these types of films, is if you can anchor yourself into something that you're watching, you put yourself in that person's shoes, A, showing a lot of empathy, and then B, you relate it to your own life, which what's actually making you cry is you thinking about your own shit, empathizing. And so, first of all, Andres, I think, has the most empathy, considering he said he's a little bitch when it comes to movies. So there's that. And so the comment that I state is, I feel that it ties to what we can relate to. Carmen, the Notebook hit you because of your grandfather. It made you feel real regarding dementia. Ash, your uncle was represented in the movie Armageddon. Esty, you wanted to join the military, and that's what hit you with Saving Private Ryan. And me is with my sister. Not to get too personal, I watched it in a time where I only had my sister. I wasn't talking to my father, mother was gone, and sister's all that I had. And the setup of this anime is where they are in a similar situation, only having each other. They lose their family, and they try dark magic to resurrect their mother, backfires, kills the little brother. The older brother sacrifices his arm and leg to bind his brother's soul onto a suit of armor. And as he's performing this dark magic, he's screaming, take my arm, take my leg, take my heart, but you can't take my little brother. Give me back my brother. And that every fucking time kills me. Just like,
wow, dude.
The voice acting of it of like you hear the crackling in the voice as they're saying that, and it's like you're screaming into the void, you know, of like, you can't have this, you're not going to have this. And the anime essentially talks about, don't worry about what you don't have, let's focus on what you do have, because they tried doing this dark magic to bring back the mom back from dead, backfires, kills brother, blah blah blah. And so then the anime is about there's little brother in this giant suit of armor, his soul is bound to it, and then the older brother, which is much smaller, and they're just looking to try to get their bodies back. That's what the anime is about. But essentially, that's the starting point. But because of it, that's where I tied it to. But fucking kills me every single. I think I've watched that anime like 5-6 times, and 2 episodes in, I'm like,
the story that you said intrigues me, but
it's really good.
But is it going to be
on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Is it going to be the anime type that I've discussed, where I'm like,
it is the anime
Okay.
you've discussed, because the first 2 episodes start with that. First episode is dad books it when the kids are young. 2 years later, the kids don't really understand what's happening. Let's say one of the boys is 6, the other one is 4. Mom gets sick and she dies. And so it's just the kids, and they're being watched by the neighbor, but they found these old dark magic books. And so they start practicing dark magic. After a year of practicing, they feel that they have it down. And essentially the idea of it, they refer to it as alchemy, is it's equal exchange. If I have all the ingredients of what is needed to make a certain object, you can create that object. So they got all of the minerals that the human body has, like how much carbon, how much salt, how much calcium, how much whatever, but they didn't, in their calculation, they forgot the human soul, because there's no scientific element that can equate to that. That's why it backfired, and it took the brother's soul. And then that's where he's like, shit. And so to undo what he did, he couldn't save his brother, but that's where he sacrificed his arm and leg to bring at least the soul. They lost the younger brother's body, but they bound the soul to this empty suit of armor. And so the whole anime is about them looking to try to undo what they did. But at this point, they've already accepted that mom's gone, and this is just their world. But this is the first 2-3 episodes. By episode 4, someone calls the older brother short, and it's like, what? Like, and it's like the big old sweat and the big, very anime-like characteristic, which I know takes you out of it. But the first three sound like, I'm already fucking almost crying, and I'm like, fucking, I'm in. Yeah. No, it's good. That one took me a bit to get into, because that was one of the first anime that I did get into.
Because it was anime and chill, or what?
Something like that. Yeah. No,
it was. You're fucking filthy, bro. It's a show.
No, it was never.
Dana
It was never my thing. No, to be honest, anime really wasn't my thing. It was more my sister's thing, and she told me about this show, and then I got around to watching it, and I was like, you know what, is actually really good. But it does have those anime elements that you just kind of have to like power through. But the heavy parts are really heavy, but then some elements take you out of it. But anyway, that's enough of that.
I hear you.
All right. And so then moving on to, we're rounding back to heavyweight. And this is talking about the movie that he walked out on. The movie I walked out on was Jason X. Really?
That's the one where he has the fucking metal mask, right? And he's in space.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish reading his comment. I thought it was really funny because I can hear him saying it. Movie I walked out on was Jason X. Really? Shredder? All right, I'm just going to head out.
That sounds that's very meme-ish.
Yeah.
Definitely
so good.
Watch at home. Like, that's on you, bro.
This is how bad it is. I watched it.
Oh, I never
and
saw
I was
it.
fine. Yeah, I was fine. So you're fine. You're good.
It's not
you
a horror movie. Yeah, like that is.
God, I get no credit.
It's a funny movie. Like, I don't know if it's intended to be.
I think it was the best comedy of that year. I think.
I think he won the Oscar for best comedy.
Jason accepts the award. All right, so this was a comment on the YouTube posting of Whiskers. Vanessa Ayala, LOL, keep the sketches coming, smiley face. And regarding episode 49, also Vanessa, regarding what's the movie that made you cry? What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I Am Sam, Green Mile, and the other sister. The other sister? I never seen the other sister.
Oh, you'll fuck you up.
No, made me cry like a baby, crying emoji. So I've seen Gilbert Grape. That one was heavy. I Am Sam fucked me up for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And never saw Green Mile.
Ooh,
You seriously haven't seen Green Mile?
No, sir.
Do you have any plans for this weekend?
Yeah, you gotta see that.
All right, I'll look it up.
It's a fucking good movie. Like that, no bullshit.
All right, I'll try to throw it on.
Try to fit it in.
I'll try.
And the biggest fucking part of that is like the thing I want to talk about is there's a person that
damn you can't.
I can't. Okay, I can't. But when you watch it, that's what I want to talk about.
We'll talk about. All right, see what you've done, Vanessa. You've given us a recommendation without realizing you gave us a recommendation. Thank you for that.
What was it? Well, Andres, what is the little mouse's name? Is it Mr. Marbles?
Yeah, I believe so.
Mr. Jingles.
Mr. Jingles.
She wrote that.
You didn't see that. Oh, okay.
No, she wrote it in parentheses. I skipped it because it was in parentheses.
You going to
Green Mile and then parentheses Mr. Jingles and then
Sam Rockwell is one of those where man.
There's so
many great actors, so many. Everybody.
That's a Spielberg movie, isn't it?
There's no throwaway characters because every character either evolves or furthers the story. There's no throwaway characters at all.
I think
it's a great movie.
Story, by the way.
What?
The Stephen King story, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm hooked. Let's say no more, guys.
I will shut up.
No, that's not what I meant. Vanessa also says, I'm digging the edits in this episode. Rock out emojis. Thank you, Vanessa.
Green Mile's on HBO Max, bro. If you want to watch it,
it is on HBO Max. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
you got no excuses.
I'll try not to.
It is 3 hours, so just make sure you're set.
I got time.
That's the movie I saw in the theaters, by the way, when it first came out.
No shit.
It's a good fucking film.
I used to go all the time when I was a kid.
What were you asking, Ash? You said what order am I going in?
Yeah, it seems like you're like all one person, or
the order I go in is from the order they get posted. So
I see. Okay.
However long it was. And so what happens, I've picked up on it because as I was an audience member last week since I wasn't a part of the show. And so what I do is as I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. And so I'll comment on it real quick of whatever you guys are talking about. And then as the show progresses 30 minutes later, that while I'm still listening in the same sitting, I'll be like, oh, I know about that. And I message about that. And then another 30 minutes, whatever. And so I listened to episode 49 over a span of 3 days of like commute back and forth to work or whatever. And I would just comment on certain shits whenever I'd remember. So I noticed, like, just to give you guys an idea, Vanessa, the first one, she says, keep the sketches coming, was 23 hours ago. The talking about the crying was 22 hours ago. And the I'm digging the edits was 21 hours ago. So she did a binge. She watched the sketch, not to put you on blast, Vanessa, but she watched the sketch and then she put on the episode. But it's like, as the ideas are coming to her, she's responding, which thank you, Vanessa, for doing that. I encourage everyone else to do the same. But I know Heavyweight does the same also because I've seen them come in as they come in. If that makes sense.
Never say that again.
Gross.
I'm almost down to say Heavyweight's gonna be the number one this year.
I know. I mean,
Zach is fucking up.
Well, Zach was next. I was about to say.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
I swear to God, though.
Post to talk. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
I think it's heavyweight. Heavyweight would be. I mean, if we're calling this still the comics army, I mean, I would consider Heavyweight the 5-star general. That's like up there. You know what I mean?
I thought we're generous. We're 5 people with the star each.
Oh, look at you, fucking genius.
We can have lieutenants.
Hey, he can be a lieutenant, but fucking Zach, the way he's fucking up right now, not commenting and shit, it's like he's like busting down. He's been busted down to fucking recruit. He's not even close, bro.
Scrubbing floors.
He's
really
down
not.
there, he's down there talking about shrimp with fucking Forrest.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Zach, we love you. We're just joking around, man. And on that note, let's read Zach's.
Yeah.
And so we got Zach, Comix podcast. Oh my gosh, great show, guys. Love the edits. Great job. Last thing I saw that made me tear up was seeing Luke in The Mandalorian. That made me Luke in The Mandalorian. And that made him tear up, he says. I didn't tear up, but I had the little oh my god, like that's no, like I kept putting my hands over my mouth like a fucking
I with you, like I didn't cry on that. I stood up and was like, fuck yeah.
Really? You knew already that it was it?
Yeah.
I didn't want to give in. I was like,
I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I saw the X-Wing fly in, I was like, no, it's not that. It's nothing. Like I kept trying to chill myself. I'm like, it's those ones that they saw a couple episodes ago. And then when you see his glove, I'm like, and then my girlfriend was watching it with me. She's like, what? I'm like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. Like, and I'm just like rocking back and forth like a fucking madman. Oh, did Esteban freeze? Oh no.
No.
He's holding himself.
No, I'm just doing the same thing that Ash does, as far as the whole question thing. Did you guys know that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, during that last episode of The Mandalorian, and just as an FYI, everybody, I'm going to be hitting you guys with a whole bunch of movie trivia knowledge that you may and may not know. So here's a bonus one. This is a bonus one. Did you know that the actual storyboards, whoever did I can't remember their name who did the storyboards, but the person that drew the storyboards for that last episode drew Luke as Plo Koon.
Yes.
To throw everybody off. Just to fucking throw everybody off.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking dope is that? It's like, you know what, draw him, he fucking or he or she drew them as Plo Koon to throw everybody fucking off, and then fucking Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, it was just one of those things where, like Luis was saying, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's, who's your father? You saw the glove. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. But back to you, Luis.
God damn, so good.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, and then and so this is still Zach. The movie that made me full on cry was My Girl, not Andres, along with Forrest Gump. And I hate to admit this, I got these two others, Titanic.
Oh yeah.
And Lion King. I know, shaking my head. Take care. Check you later.
What was that, Andres?
Bambi in there too.
One more time.
Which Bambi?
Bambi as well.
Bambi.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that doesn't count. I was a baby.
But it's just universal. Like Bambi, you're just like fucking tears, and then the other one that's there is.
How could you not? Yeah.
No, but not only that, but I mean, if you want to get real deep, fucking Dumbo. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. God.
It's just like it's Bambi, Dumbo, fucking Lion King. It's just like fucking thank you Disney for fucking wrecking my fucking childhood. Fucking tears all over the place. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
I do like the little kind of maybe throwaway scenes, like Hercules, like Scar is in Hercules as
those are all just fucking Easter eggs, bro.
Yeah,
that shit's fucking
not Easter
dope.
throwaways. I mean that as Easter eggs, but kind of like fuck, that's fucked up. And then there's a scene where the theory is that they're eating Mufasa when there's bones.
Ugh.
Ooh, when?
I didn't know this.
I'll have to look it up in.
But
you
in
know how,
Lion
like,
King, where they're all eating bones, that they
yeah.
supposedly eat
The
Mufasa.
theory is that was
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Yeah.
You're
Oh,
just
shit.
fucking with my childhood, bro.
And then,
That's
like, I guess
crazy.
he's picking his teeth with it, with the one of the bones.
Oh, I remember that scene.
Yeah. You.
And
Also,
that's
he's a
when
straight up
fucking
cannibal.
that's no well, yeah, that's when Zazu starts singing the whole coconut song.
And he's like,
Isn't that he's in the
He's in the rib cage. Oh, I love a bunch of coconuts.
Dad? Dad? Oh, that's gonna be fucking. Now you're gonna cry for real.
oh shit. Okay.
All
All right, and that takes us to the last two quick comments. These are from Heavyweight, 7 hours and 3 hours ago. The 7 hours, I like it a lot, was the Night of Nights.
I like it a lot.
Post another edit that we did both on our Instagram and our YouTube. Check it out. And the final one before I give the reins back to our fearless leader is episode 49. Ash, I'll go to the movies with you and hold your hand so you don't have to get scared.
Who's this?
Oh,
Who's
that's
this?
fucking dope.
Heavyweight.
You gonna hold my hand? You gonna hold my dick? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay.
he's like 6'10". Anyway,
It's funny that every time you mention his height, he's always taller. Like he started with like 6'4". He's like 6'5". He's like 6'10". Like
Hey, by fucking episode 70, he's gonna be like he's 11.
he's taller than Shaq. You didn't know that?
Yeah, almost that.
That's fucking dope. Luis, thank you so much for the comments.
Thank
really
you
do
guys,
appreciate
everybody,
it.
for the comments. Yeah.
Everybody, if you guys want to be part of the show, drop a comment on our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're going to go ahead and read it on the show. It doesn't matter if it fucking takes an hour and 20 minutes in order for us to go ahead and read the comments. You guys will be featured on the show.
But
Just
it
letting
will.
you guys know. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into the show. We're a little light on content this week, but I'm going to go ahead and be hitting you guys with some. It is episode 50. You know, it's a big episode. You know, episode 50. Hitting you guys with some movie trivia. If you guys did or did not know, may or may not have known. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Penguin. We're going to go ahead and talk about Marvel Zombies this week or today. We're going to go ahead and talk about Andy Serkis and Venom 2. Let There Be Carnage. And Andy Mackie, Anthony Mackie, Andy Mackie. Like when I text him, I call him Andy. I call him Andy. You know. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with Anthony Mackie is actually joins the cast of Twisted Metal. What do you guys think about this, Andres?
That is interesting. When I first heard that they were making a movie, I didn't think they were going to be able to draw, I guess, bigger actors is what I would say, and I consider Anthony Mackie now a bigger actor, so that's a big name. I'm interested to see who else they cast in it. I enjoyed that game very much for PS1, especially the first 2 to 3. The first 2, yes. So I'm ultra looking forward to it now, as before I wasn't until they announced it. So
very cool. Luis, what do you think about Anthony Mackie joining the cast of Twisted Metal?
I hate to answer a question with a question, but I'm about to. Who do we think? In this group, is everyone well versed in Twisted Metal?
I am not.
Ash, sounds like you are a little bit.
Sweet Tooth.
Well, that's like the clown, so you know him.
No, what are you gonna ask?
My question is, who do we think he's gonna play?
Well,
who do you think is gonna play him?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that every post that I've seen Anthony Mackie tagged with Twisted Metal, it has Sweet Tooth as a clown, right?
Yeah, Sweet Tooth's the clown, but he's also the mascot. So I don't know if I hold too much weight on that.
Yeah, so it looks like that's the thing is that I'm not very well versed in Twisted Metal, but every time they post Anthony Mackie and Twisted Metal, they put the clown next to him. So I don't know if he's playing him or what.
I would argue that he probably wouldn't, only because unless they change it a lot, because Sweet Tooth, he's a psychopath. So picture him, he's John Wayne Gacy, except he doesn't fuck little boys. He just murders people. So he's just this killer clown that goes on the loose and they capture him, and he's like, all right, you want to kill in this tournament. And so then he gets in the tournament and he kills. But I was thinking, there's a character, his name is Axel, and he's probably one of the most grounded people that he's a dude that's in two giant wheels, and he like goes and he has guns or whatever, but he's like the most human of the characters. Like he's doing it to like to save his wife, because the owner of the tournament captured his wife. So it's like it's the most wholesome character there. So that would be great to have him as a what the fuck kind of tournament is this, like as that neutral person, like the head person, and then the boss fight would be like Sweet Tooth or Minion Calypso.
That would actually be pretty dope.
I love Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal Black on the PlayStation 2 was one of my favorite fucking games. I love that game. The remake that they did for PS3 wasn't as great, but I'm so big in the lore. A fun fact: the creator of Twisted Metal and Sweet Tooth he broke away from that studio, and he created Thanos, God of War.
That was
really
Interplay. Was that the studio?
I don't remember.
Jason Momoa would be a good fucking creator. God of War, huh?
Oh fuck yeah!
He would never shave his
Kratos?
head,
Kratos? Yeah,
good, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, that's a nice little fun fact. Back to you, host.
very cool. Ash, what do you think about Anthony Mackie joining Twisted Metal?
Same thing, but at the same, I feel the same as Luis in that it makes more sense for him to do that. But if and it's a safer bet, but you never know. Sometimes an actor wants to do some fucking off the wall thing to not be pigeonholed into hero, and you know what I mean. Maybe he'll be a grounded Sweet Tooth with like Bane, like he hits a button and he turns crazy. Like we never know, but obviously I feel like he will be the hero character that has to probably get all the way up to Sweet Tooth. It makes more sense to do that, but again, you just never know with him being the new Cap. We never know if he just wants to break away and make sure people know, like, hey guys, I could still act and be something else. So Twisted Metal was my first PS1 game, and all my friends had Resident Evil 1 already and had all that crazy stuff. But God bless my mom. Much like I would today, now that I'm an adult, I would wait for everything to be $1.99 and get it at $1.99. And get it with the game because fuck it. But and now it's like almost like a full circle thing. It's like the PS5 is, I will wait and I'll get stuff on PS4, waiting until it gets to a reasonable so I can buy games with it and not have to fucking buy a PS5 and just look at it all day long. So again, now I understand you, Mom, so we're good. But as far as Twisted Metal, it's gonna be good. I don't know if I'm gonna go and watch it unless somebody comes back and says it's really good. But
right on,
host.
Very, very cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit you guys with the first movie trivia. You guys remember the movie Aliens? Alien?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you know that the androids and aliens are alphabetized?
No.
I know there's one named Ash.
Right. Okay. So if we're starting off with the movie Alien, we're looking at the android that's in the movie Alien is Ash. Yeah. And then we move on to Aliens. Then we've got Bishop. And then if we jump into Alien Resurrection, we've got Call, which was played by Winona Ryder. And then yeah. And then jumping into Alien or Prometheus, and then Prometheus Covenant, excuse me, we've got Michael Fassbender as David. So if you're looking at those, yeah, they're all alphabetized.
Was there one after David? Being that you mentioned 1 and 2, no. So
No.
kind of, it's the same person.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen Prometheus or Prometheus
Fucking
Covenant, excuse me,
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender reprises his role in Covenant as David the android.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
okay, so moving. Yeah, no, it's pretty dope. It's actually pretty cool. Moving on along. So as far as the Batman, it looks like one of the villains from the Batman is going ahead and getting a spin-off version of or a series of themselves on HBO Max. It looks like Colin Farrell's Penguin is going to go ahead and get a spin-off on HBO Max. As far as Colin Farrell playing the Penguin, I know a lot of us that ended up watching the trailer the first time didn't know that Colin Farrell was playing the Penguin because of all the prosthetics that were going on. How do you guys feel about Colin Farrell getting his own spinoff even before the movie's even released for the Batman onto HBO Max for the Penguin? Ash, what do you think?
I think it's a good choice because if we're going by Arkham Asylum, Penguin's selling weapons. He's like dealing with other baddies of Gotham. I wonder if it's going to be more someone else is going to play the hero, or is it going to be like anti-bad? What's the word I want to use?
Anti-hero?
Like an anti-hero type of thing. Like I'm only bad to Batman but you know what I mean? Like I'm not as good as Batman, but you never know. I'm glad it's good because in the future, if hopefully DC opens their fucking eyes, it is in that universe. They can in part. Sorry, I'm everywhere. And my head's going everywhere. It could be a bridge to the next Pattinson movie. Like they could pick and choose characters that could be in the next. It could just be the bridge to make everything kind of like MCU-ish, kind of just bridge it on to the next thing. The bad guy that may take down the Penguin could be probably the next bad guy or a henchman of the bad guy for the Riddler or whatever we're going to do. Anything, I'm just glad they're doing continuity at this point, to be honest.
All right, right on. Andres, what do you feel about Colin Farrell getting his own spin-off even before Batman being released in theaters?
I think it's just so they wouldn't have green-lighted the show if he had a bad performance. From what I heard recently, they said that the Penguin only comes out for a real short amount of time, so we don't get too much in on him. So I guess we get the expanded view on him during the show. So that's pretty dope. I understand Ash's point of view of like him being the anti-hero, but I would very much like it for him to be like the villain of the show, but we're focusing on the villain. So it's not necessarily like there's a hero on it. I'm sure there's going to be a hero, but they'll switch the roles where he's going to be the bad guy in real life, but we're rooting for him because it's his show, and there's going to be a minor good guy, and maybe he crushes them. That'd be cool, and it'll elevate that character for maybe the next film or something like that.
Yeah, and like maybe we grow to like love this good guy character. Penguin crushes him after like 10 episodes or whatever, and that's what makes Batman go. That's what makes Batman go after him. That could be cool.
That would be dope. I like that. That's a pretty good idea. Luis, what about you? What do you think?
Reviews of the movie would have to be good, or the early buzz. They have those test screenings of like people that come in that not reviewers, so it doesn't go out. They get sworn in or whatever to not say anything. So
NDA.
What's that?
They sign an NDA.
There.
A
non-disclosure agreement. Thank you. It has to be positive. for them to green light something before the show comes or the movie comes out, for them to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna do this. There's something here. So it excites me for what's to come, but I mean, coming from the guy that was excited for season 3 of Titans, and I tapped out after 10 minutes into the second episode. So
Right.
I'm aware of it. I mean, I still have a lot of faith in the Pattinson. The only concern is that it had several rewrites, very public rewrites and different directors. And so when things shift like that, it gets a little, it gets a little scary, but I feel Batman's their bread and butter. They know better than to, not treat it with respect.
Very cool. All right, right on. I get it. Yeah, I mean, as far as Colin Farrell getting his own spin-off for the Penguin, like Andres was saying, if he has a small role in the Batman, I kind of feel like this would be something that kind of expands a little bit on it. That's going to be showing up on HBO Max, so that would be kind of cool to go and watch. And then to what Ash was saying, or to what both Andres and Ash were saying, is it's like one of those, and then the Penguin, as far as like an anti-hero, or the Penguin crushes, someone, and then that's what causes Batman to go after him. I think that would be pretty cool to go ahead and watch. Ash, what's up, man?
What if episode 1 and 2 lead into the scene in the Batman and then come back out?
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
Wonderful. Yes.
That would be fucking fantastic, dude. Fantastic. I think that would be pretty dope. Yeah, I think it would be one of those where it's just like how you were saying though, but it's one of those things where it's just kind of like that annoys people. It's like, oh, if you're following a story arc in a comic book series, you're following the Batman, and then in order for you to go and continue the story, you have to pick up Teen Titans episode or issue 13.
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit annoying, but for those that are going to go ahead and watch the Batman, I think it would be pretty dope to go ahead and watch. That would be cool.
That would be taking a page out of Disney's book of like
the story will still make
exactly.
sense. Too, yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with another movie trivia. And we're going to go ahead and dive into a little bit of Disney history, or a little bit of Disney trivia. Did you guys know that Toy Story 2 was almost deleted from their entire catalog? Now, the reason why I say that is because during the production, when Toy Story 2 was being created, someone was actually working on the master computer. Okay, so someone was working on the master computer. When they were working on the master computer, they entered a command by mistake, and actually deleted 90% of the movie that was already filmed or created on CGI.
Oh.
Okay, no, yeah. So it was deleted. And then it so happened that when that ended up taking place, that it was deleted, their backup servers didn't kick in, so nothing was saved. So it was deleted. It was deleted completely. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, who the fuck would be working on the master PC in order to go ahead and accidentally delete the movie altogether? But luckily, Pixar, one of their actual animators saved. I know. One of their animators actually saved the movie, or the before it was accidentally deleted, saved the movie, and they were working on the movie at home, so they were actually able to save a good chunk of the film to go ahead and so that they can go ahead and continue the film at Pixar Studios. So that was fucking crazy. That, like, to me, it's just one of those things. It's like, why the fuck would you have someone working on the fucking master computer?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right? It's just it's like if we were to accidentally delete, episode 50 from fucking existence completely, then we would have to go ahead and record episode 50 all over again.
That guy got fired. That guy got fired for sure.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
That
I mean,
sucks.
why wouldn't he get fired for something like that?
Oh man, that sucks.
So, all right.
I'm sure the next episode 50 would be a lot better with less tangents.
Wow.
No, I'm talking about us, not you.
Oh, I know.
You're doing
I know.
great.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like getting the high five during like halfway through the episode. That's awesome. So
He likes
with
it in the high five, Luis.
I do. So with the launch of What If Episode 5 with the Marvel Zombies that ended up taking place, now there's rumor of an actual live action Marvel Zombies that's supposed to be in production or possibly going into production in the near future. Luis, what do you think about Marvel Zombies actually becoming a live action feature that's supposed to be coming soon?
I mean, I've got a very short answer to this one. It would be fun, not something to be taken seriously. It would just be like a little fun one shot. If they pull it off, I would be very intrigued.
Okay. Has anybody read the Marvel Zombies series that Marvel put out? No, it's actually a pretty good series. Robert Kirkman actually ended up writing that series. So if you guys haven't had a chance, I highly recommend that you pick it up, because the difference between The Walking Dead and this Marvel Zombies is that this Marvel Zombies, the zombies that end up showing up in the Marvel universe, they actually keep their intelligence. So they know how to use their superpowers. And as zombies, as you guys saw in the Marvel's What If, they end up using their powers for throughout the entire series. So, Ash, what do you think about Marvel Zombies actually happening?
I think could be like Doctor Strange 3, like they're running through dimensions and then blah 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 happens. They're running through this specific dimension, and then all of a sudden you hear like, whatever situation happened. There was also, Luis, did you see I think it was on Google that I saw that Robert Downey Jr. might be coming back. Did you see something like that?
I did, but they were speculating because of the Marvel Zombies.
Right. So it could be something like that. Maybe he shows up as a zombie.
That was speculation, though. Nothing was from him.
No.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it.
In my
Go ahead,
point,
sorry.
not to hijack your thread, as like if they're gonna go ahead and do like live action this, and they don't get Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., then like just don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna get, maybe not gonna get their sound, but at least you'll get like whatever they're gonna do. I was even thinking like, even in the comic book, isn't Tony Stark's voice for Ironheart, or am I tripping? Anybody?
I genuinely don't know.
No, you're right, Ash. Actually, in Ironheart, Tony Stark at that point is pretty much the new Jarvis.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, he just has to I can't think of his name. Vision's name.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. Like he wouldn't have to put on the suit. He would just do voiceovers.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be cool. And Ironheart's gonna be in the MCU, right?
Yes, her actual MCU debut is supposed to be in Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
So that could be a thing. Even if at the end all of a sudden her helmet turns on and like, what's going on? And it's him eating a hamburger or something, and you can hear him eating the hamburger. I don't know. It could be something. It'd be very Tony Stark.
Oh, for sure. It would definitely be 100% Tony Stark in order to see something like that on the big screen. So, yeah. But Andres, I know you were saying that Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, if you guys can't, if for whatever reason Disney can't get them, then don't even bother, right? Yeah. So I agree with you. It's one of those things where like Ash was saying also, it's going to be a lot of grunting. If they can go ahead and get paid for something like that, I'm pretty sure that they can go ahead and make it work. That shouldn't be a problem for for Marvel to go ahead and do. If it's gonna, and I can only see it happening for I don't know, like the intro of the movie. Even if they do something like that, or if there's some sort of CGI that is taking place where they have Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans with the zombie makeup, or if they just use CGI to go ahead and do some sort of zombie makeup. Ash, what's up, man?
Even in Loki, even when they used Civil War stuff, Civil War stuff. Like, you never know when certain conversations happened and to fulfill the story. Like, as long as they're fucking there's a run-in, fucking WrestleMania. We never know. Like, again, as long as there's a difference between putting on the suit for 3 months and putting on the suit for one scene that might be fucking one day. It could happen. It
might even be the fact that they have to put on the suit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For something like that. It could just be, I mean, we even saw it in Spider-Man Homecoming, or not Homecoming, Far From Home, where Mysterio ended up showing Iron Man I mean, technically, if you think about it, he was already a zombie in that scene. So it could be something like that, and then they just end up using some sort of voice recognition or some sort of fucking program that they use, or how they've been using the whole deep fake and shit to go ahead and do the voiceover for Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So it could be that as well. I mean, who knows? Yeah.
As well too, with the respect that Robert Downey Jr. has for Jon Favreau, and Jon Favreau still being happy, you never know when it could be what Happy and Tony Stark were talking about during this particular time that made the suit. He could be even making the suit that he wore in Civil War. You know what I mean? Like, just to put together what was happening for this other storyline.
I mean, there's so many possibilities that could go and take place for something like this. You know what I mean?
And Marvel can make it make sense because they have their shit together.
No, for sure. I mean, at this point, it's like I saw the post that I sent you guys, the Marvel What If, it said, what if DC movies were good? I mean, that was a fucking shot at DC, but I mean, obviously it wasn't done by Marvel. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things where it's just like, what if DC movies were good? And there are those handful that were good, that ended up blowing our minds. Shazam, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, to name a few, or probably to name the only.
I was going to say, name the only, dude.
I mean, only those. I mean, come on, DC, get your shit together, But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just, it just works out that way.
How big is your house, lady? Like, she's been in like 15 rooms.
She's finding her spot. Leave her alone. She's finding her spot. All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with another.
Wait, is she talking about me?
Yeah. She's talking shit about you. Welcome, Carmen.
No, I figure that. I 100% figure that. It's not my house, and I house sitting for pets, and there is shit everywhere as soon as I got here. So that's why I'm signaling of like, where the fuck is the shit? So
and we would know.
It's a shit picker upper.
Yeah, it is. I am. But let me show you. How do I fucking turn the camera the other way? Fuck.
Tap the screen and it's on top.
Yeah, I can't do that. I am tapping my screen and it is not going the other way.
You turn your phone.
Stop looking at me.
Stop looking at me.
Stop it.
Look at Andres doing it like a champ. There it goes.
Are you gonna show us shit on the show?
Ooh, there's caca everywhere.
Oh.
Okay, and then dog number 1. And then
that's my shit.
Corny. Where are you? This
oh my
is
God.
Cornelius. This is the biggest fucking
That is
This
one
is a
adorable
culprit.
fucking dog.
And then 1
Ah,
and 2. So yeah,
Luis just
this
creamed his
is
pants.
why I was late. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm
Don't
picking
even
up
worry about
shit.
it.
So I will be right back. Please continue.
Carmen, don't even worry about it. Well, I'm gonna hit you guys with some movie trivia. Luis, this is probably gonna be near and dear to your heart. This is Jurassic Park trivia.
hit me.
So Luis probably may not already know this because he's a hardcore Jurassic Park fan. So did you know that the terrifying noises made by the raptors in Jurassic Park were sourced from recording tortoises mating? So you hear the sound that raptors are making. Just next time you watch Jurassic Park, whenever you hear a raptor make a sound, that's a tortoise fucking.
I noticed that I've been in the mood after watching like Jurassic Park. I've been
Right?
down to fuck. Like I'm just but
fucking
like a slow like a slow like fucking and then I
that's
noticed
a dolphin.
Yeah.
That's a dolphin. That's a dolphin.
So can I piggyback on your fun fact?
Never
Yes,
ask
sir.
me that again.
I got another one.
No, Luis can always piggyback on my fun fact.
The T-Rex roar.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, it's actually made up. It's a fusion of a multitude of animals, starting with a baby elephant,
Ooh.
a lion,
I knew the lion.
a crocodile,
Mhm.
and
What sound does a crocodile make?
the hissing
Oh,
sound,
the hissing.
the gargle hiss. It's the gargle hiss, and then right before the roar is the lion, and then the baby elephant is the long when he actually does the long roar. That's the
Mhm.
baby elephant. So it's all of those
Nice.
fused, and with each step that the T-Rex makes, it's the sound of a falling redwood tree.
Really?
That like a very heavy sound. Yeah, it's these heavy redwood tree. falling
Luis
sounds.
hitting us with the fucking knowledge, the bonus points right there. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
another bonus point was Gargled Hiss was my nickname in college.
I believe it. I believe it. You have that look on your face as gargled hiss as your nickname.
I was like, yes.
Yo, GH.
Yo,
What's up, dog?
GH. There you go. Another bonus fact for, and this is not Jurassic Park related. This is actually related to the Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry, Luis. The Wizard of Oz. Did you know that Toto was paid more than the Munchkins on fucking the Wizard of Oz?
To be
The
fair,
dog?
Toto was in more
you
episodes.
fucking know
More
that?
scenes. He was in more scenes though.
But how
I
was
don't
he
give a
paid more than the?
Look, okay, so when it was broken down, Toto was paid $125, okay, a week.
That's it?
For their
okay.
effort, for his efforts, a week, $125 a week. The Munchkins were fucking paid $50 a week for work.
I mean, there are a lot of them.
I mean, how fucked up is that? You're such an asshole.
There was such a
You're such an asshole.
they probably went by weight.
You're
There was such a hierarchy.
Come on, this will get you so many Happy Meals.
No, there's such a hierarchy of specific race and blah 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 and different deformities and of that time that it's fucking ridiculous. I don't doubt it because of different superiority complexes. I don't want to get into any kind of that shit, but just it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like fucking Lucy made a ton more than fucking Desi, and Desi was in just as many episodes and just as many scenes as Lucy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
At that time, like I'm just glad it's not like that anymore, hopefully. Yeah, at least to a way lesser extent. At least to a way lesser extent.
No, not even to a way lesser extent.
Okay, well, I'm trying to be positive, but I know that
I know you're trying to be positive, but when it comes down to studios paying their actors or actresses, it's coming down to the male actor obviously being paid more than the female actor/actress.
I was making that about something else, but I was. But
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying, yeah, no. Again, it's become a different superiority complex than it is, like. But fuck that noise, man. If you fucking star in the movie or you whatever, equal pay, equal work, I'm all set. I'm fucking Sally Field in that. I did say I'm fucking Sally Field, so I do apologize.
I know.
For saying that.
I mean, is it good?
I was gonna say, wait, fucking Sally Field.
Is it good?
Even in Forrest Gump, dude, she was fucking hot.
You're talking about
myself.
We lost all of us.
I don't care. I'll admit it. She was fucking hot.
All right.
I don't know about now though, because that's 20 years ago.
Back in the day.
Yeah, Sally Field was beautiful back in the day.
That who?
Yeah.
Sally
Good.
Field.
Oh, Sally Field? Yeah. All right, so go ahead and reel back in the reins. I've got two right before we go ahead and jump into spoiler talk for What If. Has everybody seen episode 6 of What If? And I know I'm slurring my words. It's because I finished a whole fucking bottle of fucking Captain Morgan today.
What's worse is that there's a lot of when you watch the show, you're not gonna like. There's a lot of what do I want to say, Luis?
Lag.
There's a lot of lag on. You're not gonna like it.
For real? That sucks. Oh
but
well.
I'm just letting you know.
I appreciate that. So be generous when you go ahead and edit this footage for episode 50.
But don't be generous on the comments. Light him up.
I would expect no less from our fans.
Light up comments.
I would expect no fucking less from our fans.
She's cleaning up
Heavyweight-
We got legs.
Heavyweight Ash, fucking Melissa was fucking happy this week, right?
Speaking of which,
Melissa was,
caca is the worst. Like caca is one of those words that I can see the word. Like I could see
caca.
Yeah, caca is like sounds.
That's why I put an
What
S
about-
behind it. I think
Well,
it's
what
funny.
about
I'm really
What about
struggling here, okay?
what about
So
mierda?
please.
Like you could smell caca. You know what I mean?
Cacas.
What about mierda?
That's a bad one
Oh,
too.
fuck.
See,
Carmen's already like fuck.
you could tell Andres wants to end the show because he's
Mierda.
quiet.
I know.
Don't put that on me. I didn't do anything.
I didn't put caca
All
on
right.
you.
It's
All right,
not
all right, all right.
Andres, it's me. I'm sorry. This
It's all good.
time it's really me.
Kaki.
All right, so
How much
here we
caca
go.
is it? Yeah, go on.
The last,
No,
the la-
don't ask, please.
Don't tell. Go on. Yeah, dude, are you in a pound? Where are you?
No, do not ask.
Okay.
I said do not ask.
caca. Carmen's
Caca.
They took out
When I
fucking
go
big-
ahead, when I edit this episode, it's going to be episode 50, the caca episode.
The caca episode. Oh no! It should be
Corny.
on her.
Tell them who's the culprit. Corny.
They turned Carmen into the maid on Mexican Independence Day.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh no.
Andres.
Corny, tell them it's
fucked
not
up,
your
Andres.
fault. You got the runs. It's okay. It's
He's so
fine.
cute.
Yeah, chorizo. Not only
Look
she's
at her.
caca, but she's
Not
eating
her, though.
fucking
She's so
chorizo.
cute.
Not her. Cornelius is better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his name is Cornelius.
The big guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cornelius is dope. I don't know about that little
Chorizo.
From
There
Solid Gold. That's fucked up. Because he's black. See how you guys are?
How is it
Oh
us?
God.
Carmen's
No.
dance.
When I say you guys, I mean in general. I don't mean any specific race. Plus,
You're
I
talking
have
about the
any
audience,
kind of
right?
fucking. I'm have any fucking race. you think of.
Cornelius, tell them.
I'm good.
Corny, tell him. All right, so pulling it back, reeling in the show for Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. We've got 2 topics left for that before we go ahead and jump into spoiler talk for What If episode 6. So, according to early reviews of Venom 2, they are saying, although not only are they saying that the end credits are fucking mind blowing, But how do you guys feel about Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, being the shortest Marvel movie of the entire, let's just say, Marvel, the MCU slash extended universe? Venom 2 is supposed to be clocking in at 90 minutes on the dot. Ash, what do you think about a 90-minute Marvel movie? We're talking about an hour and a half of Venom happening.
If that's the story, then that's the
Barney,
story.
stop it.
And I'd rather have that than you throw, not you, but them throw
No,
in
for sure.
them throw in stuff that doesn't fit just to make it an hour and 45.
Mhm.
Let's be real that this story or this particular franchise is a popcorn movie as of right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Fucking Fast and Furious, if it didn't have all the little picadillos, it should be an hour and a half. Just you get your action, you get your, this is what the story is, this is the action, I defeated the guy, we out. Cool. And if that's what that is, then that's cool. But if it's just gonna be a hack job where like just if the story's not gonna be full and we have a lot more questions than answers, then maybe it's gonna lead into Spider-Man 3. But no, we are on
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah, right.
Sorry.
Spider-Man 2.
Maybe we're gonna go into fucking whatever world Tom Holland and Tom Hardy are gonna meet. Maybe we go into that. But again, I'd rather have that. But then hopefully Carnage doesn't die so that we see maximum Carnage. That's my big hope in this, is to see the maximum Carnage storyline, because that's one of those stories where I did get Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. Like I hated those stories because I did have to. I almost went on a tangent. I did have to follow that, and my side tangent is I do like the comic book stores that know, like, okay, you follow Spider-Man, but this storyline does go into Amazing Spider-Man. So they kind of they grabbed it for you just in case you might want it. And they weren't like you only ask for Spider-Man, bro. Like just people that would take the extra step to do that for you because they know that storyline continues and that's what you might want. But if it's an hour and a half, then the story's an hour and a half, and hopefully it serves the next movie or the next storyline.
Right on. Luis, what do you think?
They are teasing the crossover happening in this next film with Tom Holland and Venom. So that is what I'm kind of holding my breath for. As far as the short runtime, it kind of like what Ash said. To me, it sounds like they're cutting the fat. Like it's probably not the best movie, and so they're just like, all right, we're just gonna get to the point of what the film is, whatever. And then that the only thing that I think would blow your mind would be a Tom Holland Maximum Carnage type of end credit scene. So I feel that that's coming. I know a lot of people were expecting in the last film, but I'm bracing myself. I think that's what it is. That's probably why they brought it in earlier, to give us time before.
Or even Tom Holland walking into the building to get hired as a photographer on the day that Brock is going in for a paycheck, or some kind of like a little, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Andres, what about you? What do you think?
I agreed with Ash when he made the point. If that's what the story is, then yeah, let's go for it. It doesn't bother me one way or another. Tell your story completely how you wanted it, and if it makes sense, good. You don't have to add fluff to extend the runtime. I'm happy about that, and yeah, we're pretty much assured that we're getting Tom Holland in this one, so that's not a bad thing. Everyone's going to tune in to see the two characters interact. So yeah, super dope.
Right on.
Let's do
Very
this.
cool.
I didn't even like I never watched the first Venom. I love Venom the character. I don't know why I didn't want to see it. Maybe it's like leftover shit from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and that's why I wasn't interested. But I'm actually interested in watching the second one, so I'm gonna have to go.
It's actually not bad. The first Venom is not bad. It's fun. It's fun to watch, but it's not bad. It's pretty cool. There's a few things where I'm just kind of like, all right, cool, I can live with that, but it's not bad.
Luis is the one that semi changed my mind to that one, so I just got to do the work now.
No, I hear you, Carmen.
I will definitely watch Venom. However, given what Luis had said previously to what the movie should be and the regards it should hold up to, I'm a little hesitant just given that fact. Also, a lot of the sound effects that were in the first movie were not consistent with what it should have been. So given that fact, I'm a little bit hesitant, but not about the content, just because I like the first one, and so I would probably say I'm 100% in it, but
Okay.
I understand the content of it might be a little bit not what it should be. So given that, probably like 95% I would probably watch it. So yes, I will watch it, but I will definitely be seeking out the problematic things that were in the first one and see if they fix them for the second one, or if there was even a regard to even address the problems that were in the first one to the second one.
Nice. Okay, it makes sense. I completely understand where you're coming from. Ash.
In the first one, they tried to make the wholesomeness of Peter Parker in Eddie Brock. If you did Venom, and it was a throwaway storyline, but it was a great storyline, is that Harry Osborn Jr. Had from "you're my best friend" to "I don't know what's going on" to "I'm betrayed by this person I don't know" to "oh my god, it's my best friend" to "it's for Mary Jane." Like, he had a big ass story in this whole thing.
He had a pretty big arc. Yeah.
Right. And it was in through 3 movies. So even if Venom started off with Peter Parker and it was like the back of his head screwing me over, like, do the whole movie as that, and this guy just happens to be in your way of something, and just in part 2, little by little, you just realize, like, oh, Peter did something nice for me. Oh, fucking Spider-Man saved somebody I happen to love. Maybe even Michelle Williams. Like, you know what I mean? Little inklings of, oh, wait, I can't kill you now because you're holding my girlfriend or the girl that I love. You know what I mean? Like, just give him the arc that you gave other people. And then we have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin was never good. It was just, he was always going after people worse than him. Undertaker, he just happened to be placed against bad people. And then once we accepted him, then we went against The Rock. Then he went against other good guys. But you just happened to put him against other people that were worse than him. Like, you could put General Zod, and if you just put him against Thanos, we're gonna go for General Zod because Thanos wants to kill everybody. You know what I mean? But Thanos wants to just scenario wise, you could make it work if you're only out to save yourself and you know, whatever. Like, you could have made it work, and instead they're trying to make Tom Hardy who could be the biggest, awesomest badass, and you tried to make him like, what are you doing? Stop it. Like, no, bro, like fucking one good fucking Tom Hardy fucking like
Rookie.
I'm bad. Nah, fucking I'm Venom bad. Like you know what I mean? Like if this is bad, now you got me to Venom. Like just give him that fucking arc of little fucking nuggets of goodness and slowly make him good, and you're good, bro. Like put him against Mysterio or put him against again somebody just worse than him. Like now that if you give us a bad Venom and then now like in part 2 now you give us Carnage wants complete death. Like that would and Spider-Man just happens to be he's not that bad because Carnage was about to kill Michelle Williams and he just saved my fucking girlfriend. That's the inkling that's all we needed. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
It's if you tell a story, it should have been like you have. I guess that's kind of like the problem I had with it. Another reason I didn't watch is that the symbiote hates Peter Parker because Peter Parker rejected him, and Eddie Brock gets overlooked, and they get into it, and they both have beef with Peter Parker / Spider-Man, and that's where the hate is. And if they would have done that in the first movie, that would have been cool. And then they move him to anti-hero role where he's not a hero, but he's also not the villain, where Carnage is a true fucking sociopath villain. And so you have Peter Parker, the hero / good guys. You have Venom, the anti-hero. And you have Carnage, the villain. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how...
Like imagine like fucking Venom holding up Peter Parker or no, Spider-Man. Like, listen, if you let me go right now, I can go say I can't remember Michelle Williams' name in the fucking Evie. To Evie, I can go save Michelle Williams right now, or you can kill me. But this is what has to happen. You got to go get fucking not Rampart. What the fuck is his name? The guy on the Rage.
Carnage.
The guy in part 1. The symbiote in part 1.
Yeah.
Riot. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can go ahead and kill me, or I can go save you. Like and he just throws him and then goes after Riot. Like just that little inkling into, I don't know. It just, and it didn't even have to be fucking Tom Holland. It could have just been some guy in a fucking suit. You know? I don't know. I'm not trying to make something that was already existing better, but just it's all there. It's just all there for you. And that's the difference between Sony and like Marvel. Marvel's like streamlined. Like we know we're gonna go do all the way to 2030, buddy. Like we're done. Anyway, that's my last tangent.
No, for sure. I see
Turns off
what
his
you're
mic.
saying. I know. No, I see what you're saying, and I get it. I completely understand where you're going with Venom 2. But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I don't know if the studio would do something like that. You know what I mean? Like the story that you have in mind, Ash, is pretty good. You know, so but who knows if the story's going to go ahead and go down that route? You know what I mean? So,
but I can't see Tom Hardy being against Tom Holland because they both the Eddie Brock and Peter Parker would be besties at this point.
Oh no, for sure. I completely understand. I completely understand what you're saying, but it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, where does Peter Parker and Eddie just start butting heads where they become enemies? You know what I mean? But I mean, who knows?
Maybe if they try for the same job. If they try for the same
possible.
job later, yeah.
No, for sure, it's possible, and that's what I'm saying is that in regards to early screenings of the movie, the end credit scenes is supposed to blow your mind, and to top it off, not only that, but Andy Serkis, the director of Venom 2, has said that a crossover of Venom and Spider-Man is inevitable. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? So could it possibly be that the end credit scenes is we just see Tom Holland there? You know, that just hints to Spider-Man being in the next Venom film or Venom being in the next Spider-Man film. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's just one of those things where it could possibly be one thing or another. You know what I mean? So, okay. Moving on to our last topic. Who has seen What If episode 6? The most recent one? No? Ash?
The last one I saw was Zombies because I was doing Fringe today.
Okay. Luis? No?
Way
Carmen?
behind, thanks to New York.
He was watching
No, I
Home
have
Alone
not
House
seen
in New York.
No, it's all good. Okay, cool. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and skip What If this week, and the host next week, which I believe is Luis, we'll go ahead and cover What If episode 6 and 7 next week. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit you guys with two more pieces of movie trivia before we go ahead and close out the show. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and jump in with, let's see. Okay, yes, let's go ahead and jump into these two. Taxi Driver. Has everyone seen the movie Taxi Driver? Robert De Niro.
Seriously, please?
Luis,
seen
bro,
it.
you gotta see
No, that's
Taxi
gonna be my
Driver,
next.
bro.
Damn, there's too much work for you.
If I feel like whoever knows the next two answers, the person that knows it gets to pick the person to take a shot. I don't mean to take over your show. I just mean
No, it's all good. But I honestly don't think anybody would know this in regards to Taxi Driver. But what I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you guys know this, obviously, let me know. So for Taxi Driver, the screenwriter Paul Schrader told the Hollywood Reporter, I crashed. And this is when he was interviewed in regards to Taxi Driver. Okay. He said, and I quote, I crashed at an ex-girlfriend's place and I just wrote continuously. The first draft may be 60 pages, and I started the next draft immediately, and it took less than 2 weeks to write Taxi Driver. So for those that have seen Taxi Driver, the movie trivia is the script for Taxi Driver, the final script for Taxi Driver, took Paul Schrader, the screenwriter, 2 weeks to go ahead and write that script, with the original draft being only 60 pages long.
that made Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
And then also another fun fact: there is a piece of that movie that's played at the end of the badge, which is in The Crow, that's in the Pantera song. There's a Pantera song named The Badge. At the very end is a Harvey Keitel scene from Taxi Driver.
Okay, very cool. So there's that little bonus fact for Taxi Driver for our fans out there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with, you know what? Let's go ahead and go. Let's get wild with this. Batman '89. Did you guys know that before Tim Burton was supposed to go ahead and direct, the studio considered Kevin Costner, Pierce Brosnan, Mel Gibson, and the great Bill Murray to go ahead and be considered as Batman in the 1989 Batman movie?
The only one I like, I don't know. I don't see Kevin Costner, but I guess he could do it. But I do like Pierce Brosnan, just because I think of his 007. So I think he could play it off.
I can see that.
I think he'd be a great Bruce Wayne, but like in the cape and cowl would be hard to see. But then again,
it's not like what's his face is a bodybuilder or anything. Sorry, it's late. I'm slipping.
No, but when he's wearing the cowl, that's fucking Batman. You know what I mean? That's a Batman. There's I'm not saying that Pierce Brosnan couldn't do it. I'm just saying more. I don't see it. But again, I'm sure a lot of people didn't see it with Keaton, but once he was in it, I saw it.
Okay.
And it does help that his eyebrows are shaped like the cowl.
True.
The triangle like the cowl.
No, very, very true. All right. And the last piece of trivia that I'm going to go ahead and hit you before we go ahead and close out the show, we're going to go ahead and talk about Disney flops. Okay. Real quick. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Disney flops in the year of 2012. Okay. So we're talking about Disney flops for the year of 2012. Did you know that in the year of 2012, okay, Disney's had actually two big flops in that year?
You froze, buddy.
The second flop is going to be John Carter.
Yeah.
That brought in a loss of $127 million to the studio. And the one that brings in the number one top spot for loss in 2012. Luis, go ahead.
Is it Prince of Persia?
No, it is not.
Fuck.
Anybody have any guesses?
What year did you say?
2012.
Oh shit.
Live
John
action.
Carter, I remember that though.
Yeah, live action or
this-
cartoon?
The last one is cartoon.
Bolt.
No.
Fucking love that movie.
The last one is Mars Needs Moms. That brought in a loss of $143 million.
Oh fuck! They have everything. They have Marvel and Star Wars.
Mars Needs Moms.
Yeah,
Never.
Mars Needs Moms. Yeah, it was one of those that
straight to DVD
fell under the radar. That was so bad that it just fell under everybody's radar. So we got John Carter, okay, that lost Disney $127 million. And in the same year, Mars Needs Moms that lost Disney $143 million. What's that?
And ended that actor's career too.
Oh, Tyler Kirsch or something like that.
Yeah.
It completely killed his career after that.
He was huge in Friday Night Lights, and then
he was.
Oh, okay. Friday Night is pretty good.
Go ahead, Ash.
I'd like to propose something to the host.
Okay, go ahead.
May we, being that this is the big 50, and we have another 50 to get to the big 100, would it be okay if I propose a shot for the big 50?
Sure, if you want to go to propose a shot, but I need to go ahead and go get a drink. So,
well, I'm just saying that we're not going to do this for another 50. So, I mean, we are going to do this for another 50, but we're not going to be able to do this for another 50. And we're all here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Is that okay, you guys?
So, yeah,
I'm
good with it.
So
let's go ahead and everybody go ahead and grab one more shot, please, for episode 50.
We have to do this 50 more times before we do this. So. Are you gonna take a shot of beer, Luis? You fucking weirdo! You whack ass motherfucker!
I killed my whiskey. That was with the shot from at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's with mad respect. Thank you. You still owe us a shot, though. So
I need to get paid, son.
Again, it's 50 till we do this again. So yeah. 4 roses.
I like 4 roses.
I don't think I've ever had it. Is it good? Is it sweet?
It's sweet-ish. It's like Captain Morgan sweet.
It's a burn.
Oh yeah.
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 Hey, how much longer are you gonna have that haircut, bro? One more time, or you good?
This beautiful haircut of mine. Why turning you on?
Hey, hey, are you from Wisconsin? Like, where is your accent?
It comes and goes, which is also the name of my
your autobiography.
It comes and I was gonna say that's also the name of my sex tape, but
either way
it comes and goes. Hey,
Ready.
no respect.
That's your book.
No
That's your
respect at all.
autobiography on tape.
Yes. I tell you, nobody seems to care.
I just want to say, I hope for not only another 50, but another million. I'm very proud of everything that we've been doing. We're all doing amazing content. I'm very fucking proud of every one of us. We have so much potential, and if we put our minds to it, that cat can live another 13 years. So, sorry, Esteban. I was looking at
Wait,
Luis.
is that Mr. Whiskers?
His whiskers right here. His name's QB, but actor is Whiskers.
That's his actor name. Is he on IMDb yet or no?
Not yet.
Submit, bro. Submit.
You got to get him into the union. SAG after bitch. Get him his union card.
Get him paid $100 a day.
Side note, I'm in the union, so I don't even know if I should be doing skits, but don't tell anybody.
Telling everyone.
That was a sad brag, but I didn't even mean it as a brag. Esteban, our gracious hosts, please go on.
The only thing I can do is go in and echo what Ash said. I hope we do this for another fucking 1,000 episodes. Now that I'm back in SoCal, there's going to be a lot more content that's going to be showing up. We're going to be doing a lot of more skits we're going to be doing. I know Ash is writing some stuff. Luis is together some shit. I know I'm putting some shit together. Carmen and Andres, I hope you guys are ready to go ahead and make your fucking comics debut in skits. All right. Fucking, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to need you guys to go ahead and play skits in order to go and get this shit to go and take place. So we got 50 episodes in the can. Here's to another fucking 1,050, fucking 1,050,000 or more. Cheers to everybody. We love you guys. We appreciate you fucking commenting on everything that we go ahead and do. Thank you guys so much for the support. We could not do this without you guys. So cheers.
Here's to those that are with us, and here's to those that are with us. We love you.
Hear, hear.
Here
Yeah.
are to those who are about to rock.
We salute you.
Brookie, no.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up with episode 50. All right. I am so pleased that everyone has joined us for episode 50. I thank you guys so much for supporting us. Please keep commenting. Please keep sharing our videos. Go ahead and share it with your neighbor, share it with your family member. Anybody that you guys think that's going to go ahead and love our show, share it with them. We greatly appreciate it. All your comments. We love all your comments. Keep commenting. Luis is going to keep reading all the comments that end up showing up on our Instagram, YouTube, fucking TikTok, everything. Check us out. We've got our link tree in all of our bios. Check it out, and we love you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and leave you with this. I'm going to go ahead and steal from Jon Stewart, the original Jon Stewart, the Daily Show. This is your moment of Zen. I want you guys to remember this, okay? Look at me. Look at me when I tell you this, okay? Remember this. Almost every hand that you've ever shaken has had a dick in it. Good night, everybody.
Okay.